Worried about fraud? Think you've got all the loopholes in your ERP system closed? Stick around and find out one of the areas where folks sometimes overlook a control and what you can do to make sure that your employees don't take advantage of it. Welcome to Accounts Payable Soundbites, the program where we share quick tips and explain simple and complex accounts payable issues and offer solutions in short, concise soundbites. Okay, so let's take a look at this fraud. It's pretty ingenious. And here's what happens. We're talking about the master vendor file. And what one of your employees could do, and this has happened at a few companies, is when they see a large payment going out, they go into the master vendor file and they make a change. What they do is they change the pay to address, where if it's a check, the check is going to be paid, where it's going to be mailed, and of course, if it's an ACH payment, the bank account. But mostly this fraud, it's a traditional fraud, if you will, and it focuses on the address. And then once the payment goes out and the money's received and they cash the check, they go back and they put another change of address in and they change it back to the original address. Now that's pretty intuitive, and you must know a lot about a master vendor file and how your operations work in order to be able to pull that one off. Okay. Now, before I go and I tell you how you can solve this and how you can make sure this doesn't happen in your organization, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel below or take a swipe at that bell at the top to be notified of new postings or issues relating to accounting, accounts payable, and finance, and a lot of fraud, of course. We do these 2 or 3 times a week. So what can you do? Well, there are several solutions to this. The number one solution, and you may have even thought of this yourself, is to require 2 approvals in order to put through a change of address. So that's one thing that you can do. The second step, and hopefully everybody's doing this, but I'm willing to bet maybe that some of you aren't, is that you want to pull a report on a very regular basis, and that report should show all changes made to the master vendor file. Now, what I like to say is that report should also be reviewed by a high-level executive, but I'm realistic. Most of you, you're not going to have a high-level executive who's going to be willing to review the report, but somebody should review it, and you should ask questions, even if everything looks fine, because you want people to know, hey, we're looking at this, okay? Now, this isn't the only way employees play games. They sometimes take advantage of duplicate vendors in the master vendor file. There's more than one way to defraud a company with master vendor file. In episode 77, we show how you can use Excel to find these duplicates. And hey, we always appreciate those thumbs up.